Okay, little explanation before I start this video. Had a migraine yesterday, didn't really vlog at all, kind of felt crappy all day. End of explanation. So I'm going to make some gluten-free brownies today. I was watching, okay, so I'm a nerd and I watch the cooking channel all the time. So I was watching Good Eats, the Reload version that they just came out with recently. And I saw that he had mentioned that Alton Brown. He had mentioned that he cooks his brownies at a lower temperature for a longer time and takes them out after 15 minutes, and he mentioned a bunch of stuff about sugar and how it works better, so I wanted to try that, but with the box brownie, because I'm too lazy to actually make the other brownie. And so yeah, if you guys enjoy cooking videos, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you like about it in the comments, and let's just get right on into it. Okay, so the first thing I do is I follow the recipe on the box here, and I follow the recipe down here that talks about if you want a cakier brownie instead of a fudgy brownie, which is really kind of gooey and I don't really like it that much. So I use this recipe down here, so I substitute 10 tablespoons of melted butter and 3 eggs for the butter and oil that it calls for up here. And so I'm going to get the 10 tablespoons of butter, and if you are wondering, your butter comes with a little measuring thing. At you from the beat cam here on my phone. I have my 10 tablespoons of melted butter, and I'm going to put them in the microwave. Usually takes about 30 to 40 seconds to melt the butter, so I do that. Now while the butter is melting, I am going to crack the 3 eggs into the bowl. I just have one of these bowls here, and the thing that he did mention on the show is not to crack it on the metal, just to crack it like kind of on the counter, because it'll cause for an easier break. This one cracked funny, I don't know. There we go. Okay, now that the butter is melted, I'm just going to go ahead and combine that with the eggs. And that looks really gross and it's still lumpy. That's awesome. And I'm going Okay, now that the egg and butter mixture is all mixed together, the butter was a little bit not as melty as I needed it to be, but it should be fine when we get it in the oven. So I'm going to take the whisk out, and then I'm going to add the batter and stir. Okay, so that is what the brownie mixture looks like when it's all mixed. I am going to wipe off the counter, and then we're going to prep the pan. Okay, another thing I saw on Good Eats was that you should put parchment paper on the in the pan, but put cooking spray on the bottom, which I have never done. So first I'm going to cut the pre-cut parchment paper lengthwise, like so. So you have the ends to lift up the dough like he did on the show. And now to keep the parchment paper down, I'm going to spray the bottom of the pan just a little bit, the sides too, and place that down in there. Now that's supposed to keep it in place and make it easier to remove. So now I'm going to put the brownie mix in here. Now I can see how this would work because I used to focus on trying to cover the entire pan with parchment paper and cooking spray, but the edges would not crisp up like normal brownies. And if you don't know, gluten-free brownies are a lot bit stickier than normal brownies made with wheat flour. And I think these are made with rice flour. So I'm just spreading this as much as I can in the pan to even it out. And then I'm going to put it in the oven for approximately 15 minutes and then take it out for 15 minutes and then put it back in the oven for 30 minutes after letting it rest. Now, according to Mr. Alton Brown, this is supposed to give the brownies a more cookie-like consistency because of the sugars. And if you want to find out the exact science behind that, he explained it on his show very well. So. Okay, so that is what it looks like. I'm actually going to add some chocolate chips to the top. I'm just adding some white chocolate chips to the top just to give it a little bit of decor. This is totally optional though. Just sprinkling them on top. Okay, now these go in the oven for 15 minutes. Okay, now that those have come into view, I was thinking I'm gonna put the rest of these chocolate chips on the top and try to like marble it. No clue if it's gonna work, but I figured I would try and not burn myself either. So let's just drop those in there. Okay, so there is the finished product of the brownies. They look pretty good. So it says to let them cool for 30 minutes and then remove them and let them cool for another 10 and then you can cut them. So I'm going to get back with you guys after they cool.